So
What are we calling this?
I don't know. I mean,
The
I just the Show Me Rodeo podcast, I guess,
New Rodeo podcast. Do you have an introduction? Do you want to give one?
or just Show Me Rodeo. No, not really.
Just
I
run
don't
it.
think they're. Yeah, let's just run it.
This is
I guess we
Rodeo.
can introduce ourselves since it's the first one. But go first. You're the host.
Oh God. Introduce myself. What
How
is?
about this? Introduce one. Well, obviously your name, where you're from. That way, if people want to get in contact with you about bull riding, they can. How you got into it and why you wanted to get into it, and kind of where you're at right now with it.
Yeah, I think that's a good starting point. So my name is Trevor Seeley. I am in Colorado right now. That's where I live. Lived here for about a year and a half. But I'm originally from Missouri. Grew up with you back in good old T. Roy, Missouri. Was born in Iowa, and that's kind of how I got into rodeo in a sense. But then it fell away, so I'll get into that. But I started when I was born. My mom had horses, and obviously we didn't have bulls or anything like that, and that wasn't a thing. But I grew up in a rodeo family at a young age. My mom still rodeos to today, and so does my little sister. But my parents got divorced and they kind of split up. I went with my dad, so rodeo was never a thing, and never really a thought for me. I liked going to my mom's and doing that stuff. I remember actually going to my mom's and wanting to ride a bull because they had cowboy churches down there, and my sister had got on steers and done stuff like that. So then that thought has always been there to do it. It's always been something I wanted to do. I remember watching my older brother mutton bust, and then I remember going down to my mom's for a summer in Texas, and my brother was practicing riding a barrel. They had they brought him somewhere. I don't even remember where else because I was young, but they brought him somewhere, and they had a barrel on tied to a tree. It was basically hoisted up between a tree, and that's how he was just getting started, learning that foundation. And I don't think he ever ended up getting on anything though. But yeah, then fast forward to November and probably earlier in 2025, we had talked about it a little bit, and I think part of that wanting to do is because your dad passing away, which I'll let you kind of talk about a little more. But yeah, I just texted you, saw Sankey School. I'm like, fuck it. I went to a PBR back in with my wife in Colorado. I don't remember what it was, but then I was like, dude, I gotta do this. At least once. I want to do this before I die, before I get too old to where I can't. And then that kind of started, so I started searching a little bit and then found Sankey, and it seemed like a really easy place to get started just because there's not a lot of commitment. I mean, there's no gear you had to pay for. You're just paying a one-time fee. And then that's why we chose that. It was just super easy, and then I texted you about it. And I probably wasn't going to do it without you. I told myself I would, but I don't know if I really would have. But then, yeah, we both signed up for it, and next thing you know, we got on some rolls.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. So my name's Colin Nickel. For those who do not know me, like Trevor said, we grew up together. I'm still in Missouri. I've relocated now to Central Missouri, near the Columbia area, because my wife's still in school. So we moved out here. I guess it's actually just hit a year because we just renewed our lease 2 days ago. So we've been out here for a year now. But yeah, I grew up kind of more around the rodeo scene. I remember, since I could basically walk, I was on, or before I could walk, before I could crawl, we had horses. My grandpa had horses. My grandpa team roped. Before I was born, my dad rode bulls and he team roped. He did some team roping after I was born, but right when I was born, he got stepped on, and this was bad. I have some pretty cool, I should have gotten the pictures out, but I will one day, but there's some cool pictures of him on a bull, but no vest, no helmet, nothing. And he got stepped on right before I was born, so he stopped riding. I don't know if that was his decision or my mom's at the time. Probably more my mom's, but so he stopped riding right before I was born, because I think either my mom was pregnant or I was just born when he stopped riding. But after that, he would still team rope, because I remember I actually did mutton busting as a little kid, when my dad and my grandpa go team rope together. But as I got older, I started getting into sports like football, and basically that took control over everything. We ended up having to get rid of the horses because they're at my grandma's house, and they ended up selling the property they were at, so we just didn't have any more livestock, and started getting into football. And at that point, sports basically was my whole life, all the way through my young years into high school and into college. And then after graduating, or I guess after leaving college, I didn't graduate right then and there, but I left college, got into the career I'm at now, and I've always kind of been searching for that thing as far as like athletic wise to replace it. And I guess this will can kind of segue into one of the questions I had. But as always, something I wanted to. Obviously, my dad did it, and then November of 2024, my dad passed away from cancer, like right after his 50th birthday, and just going through his stuff, like we went through his storage units and like all of his stuff at his house, and found his chaps, his old bull rope, which is you can't see. No, you can't see it. I'll have to bring it down. But I have his bull rope and his cowboy hat hanging up. I actually use his spurs now. Found his chaps. I got him fixed. I use his chaps now too. So like seeing that stuff like lit the fire. And you were the one that brought it up first of like, hey, let's do this thing. And then I was like, heck yeah, I just sent it. And even though we're getting to it a little bit late, obviously I'm 20. We're both 25. You're almost 26. And so got into it a little late, but it's fun. So.
Yeah, it's like it does suck. Like that's the one thing. Like when I first got into it and I started liking it, I'm like, damn. Like I wish I would have gotten this earlier. You know.
Yeah.
But, you can't go back and do things, and I'm just having fun with it. Like it's not something I like think I'll be a professional, but it's just fun. Like I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like I'm a very competitive person, more competitive with myself. So now it's like I want to get as good as I can get in the time frame that I have. Like I know. Even if it is only 4 or 5 years that I can do it, I want to get as good as I can in that 4 or 5 years. Like it's changed my eating habits, my workout plan, and like talking about trying to get into it younger. This is kind of like one of the questions I had, is like, because you didn't hit on it much, but you're a really, really good wrestler, and do you think your athletic background helped at all? Because I get a couple questions of people asking any like tips or stuff to get in. One of my things that I try to tell people, someone who's older, is like stay in shape and try to be more athletic. So do you think like your background in sports had to help at all, or do you think if you didn't play any sports it wouldn't have affected it at all?
No, I think it definitely made like better because I think even in wrestling and every sport, like there's just like if you go to the gym and just work out, there's different muscles and like stuff that you train, right? And I think the one thing, like, I think I would have been really good if I would have done it, like, right out of high school at wrestling, right? Because then I got into bodybuilding, which I feel like honestly made it worse for me. Because now I'm, like, I used to be really athletic with wrestling and be, like, really flexible and, like, I felt like I could take, weird arm positions backwards. Like, I could probably fold it like a pretzel. I was trying down at my, downstairs in our living room the other day. Like, I think it was like that's the first time I I was like, dang, this hurts. Like, this isn't like something like that doesn't hurt. Like it hurts. You get thrown in weird positions, and that's kind of how wrestling was sometimes, right? And I tried to do like a whole back arch, right, where you like basically back arch and touch your nose to the floor. Dude, I could not do it to save my life, and it hurts so bad. And I think like sports definitely help. That's like what I train like transition in my training is like no longer trying to like jack, more just like functional training, right? Like actual like if I could go back and wrestle on the mat, that's the one thing I wish I could do right now. Just like that sport, like strength in weird positions, like flexibility, and all the things I think like would be helpful for riding. As a good foundation. It's like an athlete. Like a lot of people don't think of it. It's like, I get a test you. I still suck. I've been on, I don't know, 12, 13 goals. I still suck. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've only been on 10, and I would say 5 of them were like probably like kind of legit. And yeah, I still suck really bad too, but it's like kind of the joy in getting better. And I like on that point, I do see like even on like TikTok on my page, people follow me. Like there are a lot of wrestlers who get into the sport. And I think it's also part of that mentality of doing hard things. I mean, I play college football, and high school wrestling was still way harder than like training in college football, like way harder. So that mentality of doing hard things obviously helps too. I think athletics has a big part into it. Obviously, the heavier you are, like I'm a bigger person. I'm 6 foot tall. This morning I weighed in. I did eat a lot yesterday, but weighed in at like 190 this morning. I'm trying to get down to like back down to like 185 to 187. Because I consider myself pretty athletic still. Work out a lot, but I do think that is a huge aspect. And I'm going to start posting about it more on my TikTok, my workouts and stuff. I got some sponsorship deals in the works with some supplement companies. So I personally think athletics, if you're not in the gym and if you're just spending time on like obviously getting on bowls and getting on a drop barrel is paramount. But like for me, I don't have a drop barrel. I really don't have anyone near me that is holding a practice pen every weekend. There's one kind of like 30 minutes away, but they move once a month. And with like obviously we're older, we have careers, we can't just take off every weekend. So I've only been to like 2 practice pins since last November. And so like my thing is like if I can stay in the gym and stay in shape, one, prevent injury, but also I've never been bucked off like so fast and been so out of breath. Like never done anything like in 3 seconds and I'm so out of breath. Like even I get bucked off in like 2 seconds or a split second. I get out and it's one that adrenaline dump, like it's just so out of breath. But
Yeah, it's
yeah.
wild. Like I remember, like the first bull I rode was like the wildest feeling ever. Like it's still like there, like in my head, I can picture exactly what I remember. Like, yeah, you black out a little bit, but like I just remember like the POV that you have. Like that's what I remember. Like just that POV of looking down at this animal and you're just already bouncing all around because you know what the hell you're doing, right? Then you're in the dirt. Like that just POV when that shit opens and that bull just turns his head and moves. It's so wild. It was like the wildest experience.
Yeah, I don't even remember the ride itself. I remember getting into the chute, and what Brandon, the coach at Sankey Rodeo School, like said to me, he was a great coach. I can't wait to actually. I'm going back next weekend to see him, or go down to another Sankey school. But I don't even remember the ride. But actually, that can lead me into our next. I guess you don't even call them segments, but we actually did get a question off of TikTok, and somebody asked like what to expect. When riding your very first bull and what that experience was like what to expect mentally from it.
I guess going up there, I don't know, because like I've seen different people ride. Right, I feel like, and we talked about this. I was more nervous after like my fifth, sixth ride than my first. Like I think it was just like that excitement and that anticipate. Like there wasn't like all anticipating what could go bad. Right, I was just like pure excited.
It's like
Right.
the unknown, like what is, I can't even think of the word now because I'm trying to think of it now that we're live. But like you don't know, so you're ignorant. You're ignorant because you don't
Yeah.
know what's gonna happen. You know,
Yeah.
that's how I think of it.
Yeah. Like you don't know. You never felt the hurt yet. You never felt the power of a bull. You never been stepped on. So it's like, what could go wrong? Right. Like, oh, I'm gonna get stepped on. Well, it's really not gonna hurt that bad. Right. I'm gonna throw the dirt. It's not gonna hurt that bad. Like, you're not even worried about that. You're just like, I'm getting on a bull. Right.
Yeah, and as like type A people or like people who want to succeed and do things like your ego, you watch people and you're like, oh, I could do that. Like, how hard can it be? You know, so like all you're focused on is like the fundamentals and like you don't know what to expect. Because I agree, I was way more nervous my like second or third one than I ever was for the first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that's how it was for me. But I feel like the first one, like to be honest, like you're gonna learn. Like it depends where you go, right? Like some of them are just gonna slap you on a bull, and that's all you get. They don't have a bucking barrel, right? Now if you go to like a safety school or something like that, hopefully they have a barrel and they teach you a little bit of foundation. But even then, like you get 3 hours of a foundation, it's not gonna stick. Like it's from what I've seen, it's like a lot of like you have to be perfect on the barrel and stuff like that because it's so muscle memory. It happens in split seconds. Like you get like it's just so fast. Most bowls like I got bucked off the first 3 seconds, right? Like, I couldn't focus on like driving my hips and keeping my free arm. Like I couldn't deal with these things.
But yeah, yeah, like that first, like I tell people all the time, like you're gonna black out. Like I do not remember my first one. I barely remember my second one. But how you're talking about like, the fundamentals on the barrel is so important because I can tell like my last like 4 or 5 rides that I've done have been worse. Like watching like fundamentally than my first 2 or 3, because after we got bucked off like at the Sankey school, we like got our vest off, got our helmet off, and we went straight back to the to the drop barrel, and like we're back in like feeling the positions. Like when I got them, it was muscle memory because I couldn't I blacked out. Like I could not remember. I could not tell you what I was thinking or like, oh, I need to put my body here. But like it was just like go, and it was based off of what I felt when I was on the drop barrel. For the last times I've been on, there's been no drop barrel, so I just get on a bull and I'm like, all right, let's send it. Haven't been on anything in a month or two, and like I can tell my fundamentals aren't there, so that's why I'm pretty excited to go back. But
Yeah.
on the aspect of like what to expect, like you're gonna, at least for me, you're gonna black out and just have fun with it. Like I mean, there's not much to it.
Black
Hopefully
out
as someone coaching it, yeah.
and like you're not gonna remember like you're not gonna be able to be so present in the moment that you can actually like really focus on like making sure you're good. It's not like wrestling where you can kind of like slow down like that. You got a bull that you can't control. Like it's gonna go 100 miles an hour regardless.
And you're not going to outmuscle it. So
Yeah.
good luck with that. My biggest thing is like when I tell people, it's like your very first one, is, squeeze with your legs, keep your chest out, and you're gonna get bucked off. Like if you're covering something, I mean, maybe if it's just walking around, you might cover it, but if you're getting anything that's actually gonna buck, you're probably, I shouldn't say it's not 100%, but 99%, you're gonna get bucked off. So when you hit that ground, just get out. Like there's no don't get stepped on. We saw it at the school where people just kind of hang around. Like they told us at the school, you get hurt in two places, in the chute and then on the ground. Like you're not gonna. Most of the time, not going to get her on top of the bull unless it, pulls you down. But when you hit that ground, get out there. But
yeah, I don't know. I think, like, as far as just being successful, like, as possible from the get-go, is, like, finding the right stock is, I think, the biggest thing. Like, find the right stock.
Yeah.
Don't get, like, PRCA bulls or pro bulls or, like, a random bulls, right? Like, get on something that actually you can learn from. But then again, like, if you're just doing it once to do it, you're never going to do it again, just get on whatever the hell. Like, I mean, if you want a cool video, just get on something, right? But if you actually want to, like, learn, stock is probably the most important part.
yeah, if it's something that you're never going to do again, and you're just doing it to say you did it once, like, go ahead and send it. Might get hurt. I mean, the risk is when you're getting on one. But if you have any aspiration, like, I want to see if I actually like this, don't get on something. Because, like, that's the one... Like Joe Frost was talking about it. I don't know if I sent it to you or you sent it to me, or maybe I just saw it. But he was like, it's crazy that rodeo is like the only sport where you can just sign up for a pro rodeo. Like you can buy your pro rodeo card, or you could just go to a pro rodeo. Like I could right now being on 10 bulls, and like no qualifications. There's like every other sport is you have a high school collegiate, and then you go into the pros if you're good enough. Like anyone, if you want to go on a pro bull, you can. Yeah. I would not suggest that, but
yeah, I think it's
crazy.
People like a guy just commented on my TikTok, and not trying to throw shit in, but he was like, "What do you think about I just go and take a pro rodeo's guy's spot that doesn't show up with no experience?" And I'm like, "That's probably the worst thing you could do."
Yeah,
like fun, but it's gonna end.
Good luck trying to find equipment too.
Yeah, I thought that was like, I don't know. It's just wild because it's funny because like I was a little bit there, and like you look at it and you're like, oh, it can't be that hard, right? But then you get on that pole that doesn't even buck and you're falling off. It's like, oh my god, this is hard, right? Like I go to this new practice pin and I'm by far the worst, right? I mean, I like the first ball I got, dude. I mean, it did something that I'm used to just like riding little jump kickers, right? Like I've never even, and it spun and I just went lawn dart. It was funny.
Yeah.
It's just way hard. Like, there's people that have been doing it for a while, and I think you can get good quick, but it also just depends on like how like motivated you are and stuff. But like, it takes a while. It's not like something you just jump. For sure. It's not like riding a bike.
Yeah, or any other sport. Like you can go out and practice I mean, if you have a drop barrel, which I'm trying to get one, then you can kind of practice every day, Yeah. But it's definitely harder to get into. And as far as like this, actually another question we had. This was actually from your wife. And it kind of piggybacks one of the questions I had written. So your wife asked, how do you get it on your mind? And like the question I had written was like, how the question I had is like, how do you get ready mentally? Because I think even just me and you, might prepare a little bit different. So how like let's put athletics, like foundations, fundamentals, all that stuff aside. Like just in your head, like how do you, because we've seen it together where people, won't even get into the chute, or they start getting into the chute, they put their hand, and they can't even get it wrapped, and they can't nod. They get it wrapped, and they can't nod their head. Which, like, it's obviously you're strapping yourself to a 2,000-pound piece of muscle, right? And its one goal is to get you off of it, and then after you get off of it, its main goal sometimes is to hurt you and or kill you, right? So it is intimidating. So how do you get like ready mentally for that?
I don't know. I mean, like the first few bulls you rode, it was just like that pure adrenaline, like almost that ignorance, like that stupid ignorance, and you don't even know what could happen, right? Because for me, I've never really been around bulls. Like I've seen it at PBR, but you see those guys and they ride the piss out of them, right? And they get off and they land on their feet, right? So it's like, oh, what could really happen? Like I've seen PBR people, like they just kind of get on, they get flung off and then they get up and run, right? Like there's that level of ignorance that like the first time was like, oh no, like it didn't even, there was no fear at all, like for me. I was just like motivated. I wanted to do it. Like I was super excited, right? But I think now, like I'm not gonna lie, like watching these kids over at this practice pen, like one of them yesterday or Thursday when I went, dude, he got fucked up. His eyebrow was cut like a good gash, like probably needed stitches. They were gonna glue it, and then his nose got like bloodied, and he was wearing a helmet. It just shot him back and just bam, smoked his head, right? And like watching that, I'm like, man, do I really want to get on again? Like these bulls are crazy, right? But I think just watching it, like like, you know what's gonna happen. Like you know you're gonna hit the dirt at some point, whether it's on your feet or you get thrown off, right? And like there's just that aspect of you can't control, so I try not to focus on that, right? I'm like, okay, I try to visualize me just riding the bull and working on something that I need to work on to get better, right? That's what I do. I don't know. Like I don't have obviously like I'm not in a rodeo. I haven't rodeoed. I haven't done anything. Like I've only been on 10 bulls, so I don't have any like good foundation of like this is what I have to do to get locked in. But
Yeah.
I think just my competitive mindset with myself. Like I think that's why maybe a lot of wrestlers get into it is because like it's a sport that only you can hold yourself accountable to, right? Like you can't hold the team accountable. You can't hold the bull accountable. Like it's a bull, right? So you hold yourself accountable. I think just like going in knowing like, hey, I'm gonna not be the best. I might mess up, but like I'm gonna try to do everything that like all the other bulls or like how I fell off last time or what I messed up. I'm gonna just focus on that.
Yeah. So do you have? So like you said, you don't have anything like that gets you like. Do you listen to a certain type of music? Like, is there anything you're telling yourself in your head besides I'm gonna ride this bull? Like, do you have a ritual yet? Like, I'm a very like my mindset is a little bit, I guess, different than some people. Like I've seen some people like smacking themselves behind the chute, like they try to get amped up. And I was like this in football too. Like in the locker room, people are like listening to like crazy music, trying to get them pumped up. I don't know why, but I love being as calm as I can be.
Yeah,
So I like just being quiet. I like just looking and like I'm like trying to calm myself down, not because I'm like scared. But it's just like the demean, like I don't know what it is. Like maybe it is just trying to calm my nerves, but I don't need like pumped up music. Like,
your audio cut out. Hold on. Hold up. But I'll speak on that while you fix that. But basically, yeah, like I don't either. Like I tried to listen to that music. I think it was the time you came out here to Colorado from Missouri. I was listening to music or trying to listen to music, and it just wasn't. It wasn't for me. I'll be honest. Like I had like there's so much stuff to worry about. Like especially like the practice pens aren't even that bad. Like there's so much. I didn't like adding to the pressure and the anxiety and all the things I'm thinking about. Like the music was worse for me. Like, I didn't like it. I think I like to be as calm as possible and like just get on there and be relaxed and just like, hey, I'm gonna do what I know to do so far. I'm a professional or like really good. I wouldn't say professional, like a professional boy. Like I'm a pro at riding bulls because I've done it for a while. Like I would have liked to be super calm. Like this is what I did, and that's why I try to get to that state because it is nervous. Like it is nerve wracking, especially when you get on the bull you've never been on before, or you see like somebody get hurt right before and get like stomped on. You're like, oh shit, that can happen, right?
Yeah.
So it's like trying to find that like calm space. Like cool, like I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna ride it good. Like I'm gonna do everything I know. Right? I think that's the same thing. Is like I try to be calm because you see a lot of those people that are like in their head. It's like it's a mental game for sure.
Yeah, I know one thing that really helps me is I didn't do it like twice, just because I forgot, but I've done it every single other time. Is I try to pray when I'm on the chute, and I pray for three things. And it's very quick, and I pray for my safety, I pray for the bull's safety, and then I pray for the bullfighter's safety. And I'm like, if it's your will, then I'll ride it. You know what I mean? Like that calms me down quite a bit because I don't know about you, I'm way more nervous like on the chute. Like when I'm standing there, or not in the chute, but I'm on the like
on the back of the chute.
On the back end, and like my bull rope's like on the bull, and I'm waiting to get into the chute. That is when I am the most nervous. As soon as I start getting into the chute, I'm good. Like I'm just like thinking about my job, like what I need to do, like trying as much as I know, and like I don't know anything yet, but I'm trying to just like do my job at that point. I don't get nervous. Even when the bull's acting up and I'm not even in the chute, I'm like, oh crap. I start like down, getting that fear. And then if I get in it and I'm sitting on it and it's acting up, going back and forth, I have a spot, and I'm just like sitting there with it. I'm like, okay, this is all right. The one time it makes me mad though is when they smash my foot against the gate. Like my ankle, I'm like, oh, this sucks. But
yeah, dude, that's exactly how I am. I am nervous I'm watching them flank it or watching somebody else go, and I'm on the next chute, like, and then I put my bull rope on. I'm still like a little nervous, like shaking, putting my bull rope on. But as soon as I like get up, like I got my glove on, strapped up, and I'm going to step over that gate or over the chute, I'm like, it's weird. It's just like, whew. I'm there, right?
Do you watch like the people that go before you? Like if you say you have your helmet on, your vest on, your bull ropes on your bull, and there's like two chutes next to you or whatever, and they're gonna go before you. Do you watch them go?
Not typically, to be honest. I'm just focusing on me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to get like my calm state. Like I really don't care.
I
What they do.
like
And I
there's been a
like
couple times where you're right before me, and I don't watch. Like
it's yours too. One of yours.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it, but I'm also like, dude, I gotta get in that zone. I get in that zone. It is nerve. I think it's getting more and more nerve wracking because I think we talked about it, but like we're putting pressure on ourselves to do better and perform, right? Which like is that self-induced pressure. Like, nothing's changed. It's just that self-induced pressure. Like I want to do good. Like I want to like better each ride. Like I don't care if I get bucked off, but I just want to do better. Like I don't want to like sitting on my ass and get flown off. Like I want to be at least if I get flown off, it's because this bull turned and I didn't know what to do. But my main thing that I sucked at last time, I want to be better at that. So that's like where like a lot of the pressure has come from lately. And then but once I get in the chute and like I'm stepping on his back, I'm like, there's no worries in the world. But I haven't had anything really. I have not had anything that's bucked in the chute really. I just had my legs smashed.
The last practice pin, mine was going a little crazy in the chute.
Yeah.
And at first, no one was spotting me, and because it's like one of those like there's a lot of people there, and so there's just a lot going on, and I don't know if the person who was supposed to be, well, it was also my fault too. I wasn't like, hey, I need a spotter. I just kind of figured someone would step up, you know? So on my fault too, but I got in the chute and, it kind of started, but it wasn't like doing anything crazy, you know? They're like, hey, someone spot him. So someone came up and spotted me, and then it started going like, it was pretty nuts. And then it smashed my leg in the gate. I'm like, oh my gosh. But,
yeah, that hurts. I'm not gonna lie, that does hurt. I had one bull just leaning on it, and I'm like, he didn't even like buck or anything. He was just leaning on it. And, I mean, it was like the second bull I rode, and I'm like, he's like, take him out. I'm like, he's killing my leg.
Yeah.
I was just worried about not being able to get my leg up. Really, like it hurt really bad. But I was like, I'll take him out, then it would alleviate the pressure. But I like was worried about not being able to get my leg up on him and squeeze.
Yeah, my camera went out again. What is going on, man?
What is your? I just thought of a question. Let me think of some questions actually.
I'm trying to. I mean, I have one more for you. This is actually from our good buddy Landon Brown that we met at the rodeo school. He said, like, what's your best experience or memory with the rodeo school, like in a whole?
At the school?
Not just like the riding, but like the whole. Because a lot of people ask, like, should I go into a school or should I go to a practice pen for your first time? I highly suggest a school because just the whole overall experience. So, like, he kind of wanted to know, like, what our best experience was with it.
I think this is one thing that stands out, and I'll maybe have a better one, but the best experience for me was, it was funny walking in, like, just to kind of give a story about it, but like walking in, everybody's judging you, right? Like, I felt like I was judging people a little bit. I'm like, oh, has that guy ride before? Or that guy looks like he's never even, wore a pair of boots before, right? Like, they're judging me because I'm not like a cowboy for sure. Like I had a cowboy hat that wasn't even fucking shaped really. It was kind of funny now that I look back at it, but like, definitely like, there's that like weird, awkward tension. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just trying to figure, my camera like froze, so I'm trying to figure it out, but I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, you're good. So we had that weird awkward tension walking in. Like you probably felt it too. I don't know. But then and it was still kind of there even when we were all getting on the barrel and stuff. Like I feel like we're all trying to like, ooh, I'm gonna do better than this guy. I'm gonna do better than this guy. I'm gonna show this guy like I'm the best here, right? Like we're all trying to like, big dick swing each other as males. And then we all get on bulls, right? That first night, and then all of a sudden like, all of that ego is gone, and it's just like mad respect for everybody. No matter your age, no matter who you were, no matter how good you even rode, it was just like, dang, you did that too. Like that was the wildest thing. So that was like probably like one of the coolest experiences, just like seeing that, right? And then like seeing us all like have like somewhat of camaraderie around really quickly around just riding one bull. Right, and like the level of respect that we gained for each other and how close like we got, and we all like were excited about each other riding and like fist bumping, and it was pretty cool. I think that was a really cool experience.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta figure out this technical difficulties next time.
Your mic's really quiet.
My mic's really quiet.
Yeah,
we're going up. That better. Sorry, folks, about the technical difficulties. Yeah, I completely agree. Because I think it's like that almost anywhere. Like where there's going to be men competing against other men, and obviously like, women are in the sport too. We actually had a female that was really cool. It was actually pretty cool to see that. her like husband was signed up and he couldn't make it because of work or something, and so she signed, like she's like, well, I'll go. So that was really cool. But I think that initial of like competition mindset of like everyone's judging everybody, like what's this guy about, like, oh, he's wearing cinch, oh, he's wearing that, you know, like whatever. Like it's so goofy when you look back at it, and then you start to get to know people, and then as soon as like it's game on, I think this is also true. Like after that, everyone was cheering on everybody, and you can see this in pro rodeo. You look behind the chutes, and like people's like the competitors are, you know, pulling each other's bull ropes and they're cheering them on. You know,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, everyone wants everyone.
hats and
Yeah, like you look at John Kramer at the PBR, like he goes nuts, like when his buddies, you know, his competitors do good, and I think that's really cool about the sport. Yeah, I think that's like I
it's
would
kind of
highly suggest going to a school.
like fights, right? And like you actually have like a really good street fight. Like I remember seeing them in high school, even like people become friends after they fight. It's like, oh, we both put it on the line. Like we both just, you beat my ass or I beat your ass a little bit, and then it's like cool. Like now we're friends. Like that's kind of what I feel like it's like. Cool, we're all like competitive, and then we gain like a lot of respect because we went out there and did probably one of the hardest. In my opinion, dude, I think I've done quite a few sports. I think it's the hardest sport by far.
For sure, yeah, 100%.
Like I think wrestling is hard, but there's a factor of this you cannot control no matter what. Like even an opponent, you can control that. You can get in their head a little bit. You can't get in a fucking bull's head.
Yeah,
like
you can, you smack the other dude's forehead a couple times. You might make him real mad. You smack a bull a couple times, they're gonna give it back to you.
Yeah,
it's just
like, you can hurt that guy a little bit. He's like, oh, I don't know if I really want to wrestle anymore. You ain't hurting a bull. Like you hurt a bull, he's gonna be more pissed off.
Yeah, never. But yeah, I mean that's obviously meeting Landon was awesome. Yeah. I actually talk to him a lot still, like through TikTok and stuff. Like being able to be, honestly, I loved getting on the bulls, but I loved being like. You do. I know you do too, because you just did it at the last practice pen. Like you don't even ride, but you just open the gate or you pull the ropes. Like just being in the environment is so cool. And I think with a school, it's nice because you get 2 to 3 days of that rather than a practice pen. You show up for maybe an hour or two. But yeah, it does not matter what level you are. Like you're all gonna end up getting on. And I think it's really cool because you have people who have been on a few hundred bulls and they're trying to get better. And you have people there for their very first time that want to do it, and then you have people that for their very first time that just want to do it like as a thrill seeking, and everyone helps out everybody no matter like what their end goal is. So
yeah, I think that's the one thing I like the most about rodeo. Like I think in every sport there's those people that are kind of stuck up and they're better than you and everything like that. But in rodeo so far, like all the practice pins I've been to is like they kind of judge you, but then once you feel like they're judging you, it's just you. And then you go and talk to them, put your ego down, and it's like, this is the nicest person ever. Like, they're good at bull riding. They've been doing it for a long time, and they're not afraid to help you out. Like this practice pen I just started going to, dude, it is such a cool environment, like, for a multitude of reasons. But those guys are really good. Like, why would they waste their time on, like, helping me? Like, this 16-year-old, his son, Cash, like, is a dog. Bulls. There's another kid named, I think it's Landon or Parker. I don't remember his name, but he can ride the piss out of bulls. Like, these guys are good. And then there's me, 25-year-old, like, way older than them, walking in, like, trying to learn, right? And they're all, like, my bull rope's fucked up, my knot's fucked up, and he's like, dude, you got those all messed up. He's like, cool, I got you. I'm like, cool, do you mind showing me? He's like, I'll show you after. And it was just, like, really cool. Like, they're so helpful, right? Like, it's cool. It's a cool atmosphere. Like, everybody's just willing to help you. Like, everybody I ran into so far, there's nobody, like, that's like, dude, piss off. Like, I'm not giving you the time of day. Like, I remember when I first showed up after the stinky school to the first practice pen, and there was this old gentleman there, and he was helping his grandson, and I just asked him, I'm like, hey, you guys mind helping me? Like, I can't remember. I did this once. I went to school. I can't remember, like, how to tie my bull knot. I don't remember, like, how should I be rosining it? And he showed me, like, a bunch of stuff, like, went way over the top. Then he was like, cool, I'll help you in the chute. Like, get in the chute. I'll kind of help you and just make you walk through it, make sure you're comfortable. It was just super cool. Like, those people are just awesome, honestly.
Yeah. And like my wife, she barrel races. She hasn't been able to a while because of school. But like kind of the same thing there. But like it's almost like any rodeo event. Like everyone wants to help everybody, but there's still that competitive side to everything. And there is almost like it does feel like, and this is unfortunate, but it's almost like this with anything, whether it be like rodeo, any sport. There is some kind of like some gatekeeping, like it's been done a certain way for so long. And if you don't fit into the type of person that would normally like be successful in it or just normally do it in general, you might get some like weird looks. But sometimes that is like you just like putting that on yourself. Like the last practice I went to had like 40 people, and obviously I'm the oldest, like one of the oldest ones there. If there's people like my age, they've probably been riding since they're like 15 or so, and they're like really really good. There's no one that I've met so far that's actually new trying to pursue the sport and be as old as us.
Yeah.
I would take that. I'm maybe like a year or two older or younger, year or two younger, so kind of close. But yeah, a lot like we were saying, that pressure of like judgment is like almost all the time just you thinking
It's
about
okay.
yourself. Yeah.
I think that there is a little bit of that. Like, I think that if you don't have like good character going into it, though, and you act like you know what you're doing, and you act like a pro, and you go out there and you just like have ego driven, and then you suck. Like, yeah, people are gonna want to give you the time of day. Like, they're not.
Well, that's any sport.
Like, I want to do good. If you're just like a good, genuine person and not trying to like act like you know everything and you know this and you know that, and you're trying to like put on a show, right? And it's hard because like especially like younger kids, they get nervous, right? And then they default to like, cool, I gotta like not show that I'm nervous, right? Or like that like homeostasis for being nervous is like, cool, I gotta overperform, right? I gotta like be over the top. I gotta be over communicative. I gotta act like I know what I'm doing, right? It's like just drop your ego. Like I've finally gotten good at that through like my like life, but like dropping your ego. Once you drop your ego, like these guys are willing to help you out all day long. I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that comes with age. Like if there's
and put in the work. You gotta show up and like show them you're willing to put in the work. You're not gonna be a baby about it. Like if you're scared, that's one thing. But like if you're like, you know, like acting like you're gonna be the best bull rider, and then you're like getting a shoe and you don't even want to ride a bull. Well, yeah, like okay, like don't have all that front stuff of like cool putting on this show that you're gonna be good and you're gonna do all this stuff. And you're gonna be a pro and you know all that.
yeah. I mean that's anything. Like just and it does come more with age. Like you see a lot of the young kids, you know, having and like at a certain point though, you need to have some type of ego. Like you have to not ego. Yeah. You have to be confident in yourself.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Like
your mic cut out. But yeah, there is a little bit of ego. Like that's what we talk about is like you have to have a little bit of ego, but you gotta be able to check it, right? Like I want to have an ego to where I feel like, hey, this is something I can do, and I'm confident that I can continue to get better and better and better, and that I'm capable of doing this. Yeah, you don't want to have no ego to where you're like, oh, I can't do this. There's nothing I can do. Like these bulls are just big and all that. Like you want to have that little bit of like ego, but it doesn't. You gotta tame it. You gotta find the balance of where like I'm not gonna let my ego outperform how good I actually am or how much I actually know, right? That's what I.
And like what I was saying like about like Rocker Steiner is like some people hate him, some people love him. I freaking love him because like now that like that third bull I got on, it was literally it wasn't much, and I rolled it for like maybe 3 seconds, but like the adrenaline I felt after that because I felt like I actually got better. Like I ran, jumped over the fence, and I like screamed. I'm like, whoa! I'm not gonna do it super loud. I'm gonna freaking bust my bike. But, like I get it.
Yeah.
Like he's performing in the world's largest rodeo stage. Like let the man celebrate. Like who cares? I don't know. I think it's awesome.
I think
the old Cowboys. I don't like him much, but I get the old cowboy way. You know, being and I think if you should be humble. You know, and I think he is outside the arena. Like it's just when he performs well, he lets the people like know that like, hey, I love this stuff. You know, it shows passion to me. You know, it shows passion. But
yeah, I think that's like judging the kid for. I think the only thing that he got some criticism for was like yelling at the judge or whatever. Like, what the fuck do you want from me?
Yeah.
But I think that it's kind of fair in the sense like what he was dealing with. And now that I don't watch him that much. I like the kid. Like I watched a little bit of his documentary, and I think that he had all this like stuff against him already. So it's like he feels like he's getting judged off of that, not actually how good he's riding, right?
Yeah.
So he like got frustrated and said that, or what I feel like at least. But yeah, like it's one of the hardest sports to do. Like it's adrenaline dumping. So like you can imagine like if you do something super cool, right? Like a lot of people can't do, and then you're like have all this adrenaline and like you're way up there. It's kind of like the opposite of like road rage, right? You get really bad road rage because there's a lot of adrenaline. Like it's life or death, like when you're driving, right? So you flick people off, and you're like, I wouldn't just if someone almost like ran into me on the street like running, I wouldn't be like, hey, fuck you, dude. Like I wouldn't be honking a horn. I wouldn't be like yelling at them. I'd just be like, oh, hey, like get out of your way. Like it'd be a lot more tame situation, but there's a lot of adrenaline in it. So it's like cool when the highs are gonna be really high, right? That's how I feel like.
Yeah, and like every rodeo athlete that's like talked about that incident about him like saying what the f you want. If you watch it, at least to me, it doesn't look. He's not looking at the judge directly. He's just saying it in general, and the camera just happened to be on his face. Like
Yeah.
if the camera was on, like when I played my career through football and or wrestling, if the camera was on my face, some of the stuff I've said about Rev and like it's just part of the sport, especially in a judged event where it is opinion based. Like obviously they're looking for certain things, but at the end of the day, the judge can put the score he wants to put. Like
Yeah.
it's not like a definitive. Oh, you crossed the line. It's not a timed event where yep, you crossed the line first. Like
Yeah. It's subjective.
barrel racing. Yeah. So like in football, I've probably gotten a few flags before, and I'm like, what the crap? You know, maybe a little more explicit back in the, you know, but
I remember this specific wrestling match where I took this kid down and I like drug my feet to stay in bounds. He's out of bounds, obviously, but I had my takedown all day long, and he was like out. And this was like a pretty big match because I've wrestled this kid a ton, and we always like we actually used to. Do you remember Princeton?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna bleep the name out, but like I wrestled him, and then he ended up beating me because of that takedown. But I was so pissed, and I was, oh yeah, if you would have put the camera on me, dude, I was motherfucking all day long under my breath.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all day long. It's not that I'm necessarily like, fuck you, ref, you're a piece of shit. It's just an emotional sport, like, and I care, right?
Yeah.
He cares about it. Like you're gonna when you care about something, there's gonna be emotions, right? Like you meet a random girl, like kind of relationships, right? Like you get worked up about stuff that you wouldn't get worked about if it's your best friend. It's because you love this person. There's a lot of emotion there. Same with the sport.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of emotion. There's gonna be like things that you do. You're like, oh, well, yeah, I shouldn't have done that
Yeah.
because you just take pride in it.
Yeah.
What does your wife think about the sport? That's what my question. What does your wife think? Like, what was her first initial impression? Like, did she want you to do it? Did she not? Now, where does she stand? Kind of like, what was that transition?
So, long story short, like we talked about it, and she was like, "Nope, you're never doing it, like ever." And this is like even when we were dating, when we got married, she's like, "Nope, you're not doing it." And so, like when you told me you wanted to do it, I looked up Sankey Rodeo School, and I like was just reading about them, and like they obviously like the school we went to, they didn't have saddle bronc or bareback, but they do offer saddle bronc and bareback schools. And she obviously like she grew up barrel racing and around horses, and still to like she's in vet school, so around animals a lot. And she's like, if you want to ride saddle bronc or bareback, go ahead. Which now, like, never. I will. Not saying I'll never do it, but like, no way, man. But when I was looking at the school, I was like, oh, sweet. Like, she's not gonna let me bull ride, but I can go do saddle bronc or bareback. So I told you, I'm like, I'm in. Well, because I told Sid, I'm like, they have saddle bronc or bareback, and she's like, okay, fine, you can go do it. And so I told you I'm in, and I think you signed up, and I don't know who signed up first, but you might have signed up after I told you I was in, and then I went to go sign up, and it said bull riding or bullfighting, and I'm like, oh crap, they don't have saddle bronc or bareback at this school, I guess. So I told her, I'm like, I was like, Trevor's already signed up, and I already told him I was gonna go. Like, I can't back out now. And she's like, fine, if you go, she said, if you get hurt and you if you have to go to the hospital, I'm leaving you there and I'm going back home. Like, she was just gonna leave me if I got hurt. Like, so it was either like I either survived and made it home, or like if I got hurt at all, she was just gonna leave me. Which rightfully, I mean, she told me I could never do it. But then when she was at the school, she had something going on, but she ended up showing up like right as I was getting on my first bull, like running through the door with our dogs. And she watched, and like the first one, I did decent, like for my first bull. Like I'm still
really
booty
good.
cheeks, but it was like for my first bull, and it's honestly haven't been able to replicate it since. I think it was just like that blacking out, like sticking to the fundamentals of being on the barrel. And she saw that, and I got out, and she's like, "Well, crap, you're gonna keep doing this, aren't you?" And I'm like, "Yep, I'm stuck now." So she's fine with it now.
Yeah. I think she also gained like a little bit of respect because like it's like watching your husband probably do something that hard and that difficult and like kind of do, I mean, to be honest, do really good for your first time. I was like, damn, like why would I pull that away from him? That was cool.
Yeah, we might have to have the wives on here one day to talk about it. But yeah, because we talk, like even now, like I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to a practice bench. She's like, cool. Like she doesn't really like, you know. And then she told me she wasn't even nervous while I was on the bull. She got nervous for a split second when I was flying through the air, but then I like had a good little somersault like recovery. And she's like, I actually wasn't nervous watching you, which is kind of, I don't know, for someone like I mean, for her not wanting to me ride it at all. So
Yeah, I remember that. Like, I was trying to text her. I was like, "Fuck, Colin's up. Like, where's she at?" I knew she was on her way. And then I was trying to call her and text her, but she had the dogs too, so she didn't even see my thing. And then I saw her peek through the door, and I'm like, "Come on, I'm like, Kayla, go get her, hurry!" Like, I don't want her to miss this.
I was like behind the chute and I saw her running and like it was a huge weight off my shoulder though. I was like, okay, cool. Like I didn't want her to miss my first one. Like
Yeah,
I would have like it would have been whatever, but it's still
yeah. Especially if like you never did it again. Like that was the only one you ever rode. You got hurt. Like cool. Like at least you see me do it. Like that's kind of cool. Like it's
yeah,
like one of those
yeah.
life experiences. When you get married and you have somebody that you really care about, you want them to be like right there for those cool moments.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I
Like,
got ride, and I'm like, I don't care if Caitlin's there because I'm just gonna. I mean, I'm sucking at this practice pen, so you can just wait till I like start doing good, and then you can start.
yeah, I'll send you the video, or I'll show you. I'll show you the video.
And
When I
you
get home.
select videos.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
show you the select ones that I do good.
Caitlin seemed pretty like I don't want to say lenient because I don't like Sydney's not strict. Like she lets me do whatever I want. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say but like I get like when you wanted to do it, she was more I maybe optimistic about it. Like send it like
Yeah,
it was
I
that
don't
whole
know.
thing. Like
It was very optimistic. Like I think there was a little bit of hesitation at first, but then I just like I think just my level of like excitement and like actually really want to do it. She's just like, cool. Like if you want to do it, you might get hurt. Like you're probably not gonna die. Like the possibility of you dying is probably really low. Like the possibility of getting hurt, yeah, it's there. But dying, like cool. And you know, I feel
yeah,
like she's just confident that I was gonna not necessarily do good, but not get like life wrecked, I guess you could say, and
yeah,
like really change my life. So she was super supportive of it. It was really cool, and I think just like how excited. Like I told her, I'm like, I'm doing this. Like I didn't ask her. I'm like, I'm doing this. Like I'm doing it.
yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And then I had some like regret. Like I had some like, should I do this? Like, is this something I should do? And she's like, yes. Like because I think she saw how excited. Like there was no like, oh, you shouldn't. Like I don't know. You should really think about it because you might get hurt. It was just like she knew how excited I was for it before, and then now I really started thinking about like all the bad that could happen. And she's like, no, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Like you were so excited about it. Don't just throw it away because now you're thinking a little bit harder about it.
Yeah, I've already had some of those. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I've already had some of those self doubts of like, do I really want to do this? Like,
Oh, for sure.
I got so I work for those who don't. I work in law enforcement. I'm not going to say who I work for, but like, obviously the fear of getting hurt, like seriously hurt, and then like having to use sick time for it, like it's there. And so there's been a couple times I was like, man, I don't know. And then there was once I was getting called. My lieutenant was like, "Hey, come to my office." I had no idea what for. I'm like, "Oh gosh, it might be about me bull riding," because they've all brought it up and they all think it's like pretty cool. They're just like, "Hey, don't get hurt or whatever." They're like, "Oh, how you're bull riding and blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, haven't had anything negative about it. But my lieutenant called me all. I'm like, "Here it is. He's gonna tell me I can't do it anymore." I'm like, "Well, maybe it's not a bad thing." I like was telling myself like it was okay, and
Yeah.
then it ended up being nothing. Like he just like wanted to like I wasn't in trouble about it for anything. I just needed to sign some paperwork, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I got my truck. I'm like, "Why was I like that?" I'm like, "No, this is something I want to do." Like, and like with my wife, like she barrel races, and so like when I first like rode the bull, and didn't even have this thought about until after I did the school, and I was like, "Oh, I want to keep doing this." Is like my main goal is one, like obviously cover and like win a rodeo, win a buck, whatever. I was like, one of the coolest things I think that could happen is like us travel together like to a rodeo because she barrel races and it's the event right before bull riding. They announce her name, Sydney Nichols. She wins, and then I go out there, Colin, and then I win, and like that back to back. I think that could be like the coolest thing ever in the world. So now we have a little friendly competition of who's gonna win first.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah,
cool. That was like definitely like it's definitely cool because there's like that little bit of yin and yang. Like you get to compete with her, right? And she's
yeah,
supporting it because now she's competing against you, right? And there's that competition, so she's gonna support you, right? Even if
mm,
you like, she's gonna support you in that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
It's been weird. I think Caitlin's been super. Like even now, like after, like I didn't think I was gonna get into it. Like I just thought, hey, it's gonna something I do one time, and
yeah.
you
It'd
know,
be really cool.
and there's definitely some things I'm battling with, and I've had those thoughts. Like honestly, I don't know if it's good for me to keep going to this practice pen and just be the gate guy because I get to see all the bad, like right up front. Like
Yeah,
I be watching these kids just get smacked in the face, like kids get knocked out. Like I get to watch that, and I'm like, oh fuck, do I want to get on these bulls? Like I'm already hurting a little bit, and that's why I'm sitting out. Like, do I want to do this again? Right? So I don't know. It's definitely like those thoughts cross your mind. Like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Especially like with our age and like our jobs mean something. Like a lot of these younger kids, like this is the coolest. I mean, it's to me, it's like one of the things I look forward to right now. Like I love, love it. Like when it comes to Thursday night, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like I'm ready,
Yep. Yeah,
and
I leave Friday. I leave Friday night for the Sankey school, and I'm like counting down the hours. Like every day, I'm like, oh, we're one day closer, one day closer. Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
but there's definitely those thoughts of like, still like, should I do this? Should I not? Like I'm older. Like my job, if I like mess up something, I can't work. Like it's gonna
Yep.
affect not only me but now my wife, right? So
Hmm.
definitely those thoughts cross my mind. But I also like watch some of these kids that are good, and like there's not much to it. Like they get on these bulls, they ride them, and they get off. Sometimes they get thrown off before 8. Sometimes they don't. But like, there's really like most of the time they're not getting hurt. Like they'll land on
Yeah.
their back and get the wind knocked out of them. But then they're like, like the kid the other day did that. He landed right on his back, got the wind knocked out. He just crawled over the fence like hurting. Like for a second, like after,
Yeah.
you know. But I love it. I think
Yeah.
it's
And like at the end of the day, like I used to be very like strict about everything and like not very, maybe controlling is the right word, but like, even me and Sadie were talking today. She's like, you're just so much more like relaxed about certain things. Now that I'm getting older, I'm like, man, I'm 25. Like if I'm lucky, I'm already quarter or over a quarter way through my like. I want to like when I'm 60 years old, if I can't walk because I bull road whatever, like I want to have some really cool stories. Like like me looking at the pictures of my dad and like having my dad's stuff. Like I pray I don't like pass away of cancer at 50, but if I do, like if I have kids, I want them to look at it. I'm like, man, that's cool. Like who knows how long I'm gonna live? I might get in a car crash tomorrow. So like I want to like live, and take chances and do new things and you know, but
yeah. That's how I am. I'm like, because my situation, and it's like
yeah,
I'm jeopardizing some things, and it's like if it comes down to it, like I'm still the thing I'm jeopardizing. I'm still love it, and I'm putting 100% into it, but I'm not willing to just like let go of other things I really want to do just because of one thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
And that's like it's still like I wrestled with it a lot, and I'm not gonna like get into detail about it, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
not on here, but
no, but like it's definitely hard because I'm like it's always in the back of my mind a little bit, but like it's also like old me would have been like I'm not doing anything that jeopardizes that,
yeah.
right? And like now, I think it's because I also found God too. That like I have a lot more of like a calm demeanor of like, hey, look, like He's got a plan. Like if something does happen, like there's still a plan
Yep.
for me. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that His plan might be this route, but if I make a decision that like I can no longer go down that route, He's still gonna have His will in this route for me, right? So like
Yeah.
I definitely found a lot of peace in that. But yeah, what I guess we can maybe like wrap this up here in a minute because I don't want it to like our first one to be super long. What
Yeah.
do you?
I say we can.
Go ahead.
What
Do
was
you have a
that?
more question? I've got one to end it.
Okay. Let's not do that because I have one more question from a TikTok follower. And it's pretty simple, but like they just want to know like cost wise what you're looking at for gear. I know this is like completely like not off subject because we're still talking about bull riding,
Yeah.
but some people just want to know how much stuff costs if you're gonna get into it.
Yeah, I think that the most expensive part is obviously the upfront gear. After that, it's like honestly a pretty cheap sport. To be
Yeah.
honest, like you're paying for each head of bull you get on, but like once you buy the initial gear, it's honestly really not that expensive. Like if you really think about it, compared to like just how expensive sports are now these days, I feel like it's not that expensive of a sport.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, so like this is where I talk to people like through TikTok who ask me about gear, and I always suggest going to a school first. One, figure out if you actually want to do it because they're like you're gonna probably spend 500 to 750 on a school depending on the name of who you go with, right? So you're looking at 500 750, but if you're gonna get if you're gonna get new gear, you're probably looking over 1,000. Like from having absolutely nothing to getting everything you need, you're looking at over $1,000. Now, the school is you get to use gear, and then you can figure out if you want to do it. And sometimes you can buy it used from them, and so that drops your price. But like, the last thing you want to do is spend over $1,000 and then end up not wanting it. Now you're selling it off Facebook Marketplace for $300, and you're out 700. So maybe go to a school, figure it out. If not, if you want to get into a practice pen, like you said, you're looking at $10 a head, $50 a day to ride. Somewhere ballparked around there is where most of them are at. But yeah, you're probably, for those who are wondering, probably looking around a grand, depending
yeah. I mean, I bought
on
all
what you get.
stuff because you had some stuff already, right? But I bought
Yeah,
all.
I had Spurs. I had Spurs, but I had to buy new Spurs straps because they're pretty. They were older, my dad's old ones. But Spurs were the only thing I had. I had to buy a vest. I had to buy a bull rope, a helmet, a
Yeah.
glove, and then chaps I got for free. I spent over $200 to get them kind of repaired. I got all the straps. I took them to a leather company here locally, which I'll talk about maybe one day because we're running out of time. But yeah, so if you're wanting to get into it,
But yeah, it's
for
about
a little bit of
$1,000,
money.
probably 1,200.
Yeah.
Because I got it on like Black Friday sale, and I spent $1,000 on my helmet, my vest, my bull rope, my bells. Like, your big three are going to be your helmet, your vest, and your bull rope. Those are probably the most expensive. You don't need chaps, right? Like
Yeah, you
they're
do not need chaps.
definitely like unless you're going to ride in a rodeo, and like I think when you ride in a rodeo, you should wear them because you look cool and you're going to feel the part.
Yeah.
Practicing them, like if you make sure it's something you want to do before you go buy chaps is what I think.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I wore them for the rodeo school, and they were all like,
But you
they had
had
not been fixed up. I already had them. They were my dad's, and I wanted to wear them because they were my dad's. I never knew if I was going to do it again. But like the last practice pins I've been to, I haven't worn them. But I'll
yeah,
probably wear them again at the rodeo school because they have a photographer and videographer there, and it's like,
might as
you know,
well.
yeah, might as well.
I mean, you have them. You might as well wear them. But I think like you don't need them to get started. Like you don't need them at all to get started.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
you just need your
If you
bull
go to
rope.
you don't even need them at you don't need them at a rodeo. It's just like make once you get to the point where like you want to because you want some cool pictures or you have like a color scheme going on and you want to feel more part of the culture and you think then do it. But
But yeah, I mean, probably like $1,200 to get started. With all
yeah,
your, and then you're paying 10, 20, $30 a bull probably. Some of them like the one you went to, I think it was like 50, and it's all you could ride, right? But
yeah, it was $50 all you could ride.
so, yeah, once you get all the gear, it's cheap, right? But it's something that you really don't like. Everybody thinks they're going to do it 100%. Like
Yeah,
most of these young kids think that I'm going to ride a bull and I'm going to continue to ride bulls. I'm going to go into the PBR,
yeah,
right? Well, I guarantee you, a lot of those people that went to the Sankey school are not riding bulls anymore. There's definitely a few, but there's a lot of people out there that are like, that was cool. It was the coolest thing I've ever done. Yeah, I liked it, but it's not something I'm want to continue to do and like get hurt. People don't like getting
yeah,
hurt. Okay, like it's not like it hurts. Some people are like, it's not worth the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
yeah,
Like getting hurt, it just hurts, and I'm not getting better, and I'm just getting thrown off, and like a lot of those people aren't going to do it again. So if you go spend
yeah.
$1,000, which this is my next question, but I'm going to go pee before I ask this. I'm about to piss my
Okay.
pants.
Well, I'll talk while Trevor's peeing. Another thing is, obviously, when you start traveling for rodeos, it's going to get more expensive with travel fees, gas, and also don't. I've been told this. Rodeo season's coming up. It's March, so there's some winter series that are going on right now. But for like your summer series and things that are going to start winding up here pretty soon, don't get too stuck with one association. Find a few of them for someone who like the. If you can get to more rodeos to get on more stock, even if it's not bulls, if it's saddle bronc, bareback, or even if it's a timed event, team roping, tie down, anything like that, just don't be stuck and sold on like one association. Unless you have some skin in the game, like they're sponsoring you and they're paying for your entry fees or something like that. But yeah, I wouldn't get stuck on any kind of association. Um, what else about gear? Oh, I wanted to say this. Don't skip out on a good vest or in a good rope. So I was just saying, like, if you're gonna spend a whole bunch of money, so might as well get some quality stuff. Don't
Yeah.
go buy a $150 vest that's not going to protect you as well. Get something that's going to last, a good reputable brand. But go ahead with your last question. We're 40 seconds from an hour, and then so last question, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some chunks we'll cut out, but my last question to close this up is, what is your best advice to just get started? Like just to see if there's something for you, just to get started in bull riding. How would you do that?
Me personally, with my experiences, is to find a school. You can go to Facebook onto like a rough stock schools and practice page, and we're each part of it. And ask for schools near you. My wife's yelling at the dog. But yeah, I think a school is the best way because you don't have to. If you have no gear, they provide it for you, and you actually get coaching. If you go to a practice pen, if it's something you want to get into, I wouldn't say that's the best because you might have someone willing there to coach you and teach you some stuff. But unless they have a drop barrel, I mean, you're not going to feel what it's like to wrap your legs around anything with your hand strapped until you get on a bull. So I would say go to a school. Obviously, we're each kind of partnered with Sankey. We don't make any money off of them, but that's why we keep bringing them up. because that's the school we've been to. Trying to get to some other ones too, to get some different perspectives. But if you want to find a Sankey school, you can use code Colin N or Trevor S. When you check out. We don't make any money from it, but it helps us get there to help pull your guys' ropes and ride with you guys. But yeah, I would say school just because as someone brand new, I think it's the best route.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the school is the best place to start just because, well, I I don't want to say like for every situation the school is the best, right?
Yeah.
But I think like if you're not sure if you want to do this, like you don't have gear, you can't find people that'll lend you gear. Like I think the Sankey school in general is the best, and I say Sankey because they provide gear. I guess I don't know what other schools provide gear. Like I know, like I think Cross School seems like a really good school to do, but I don't think it's gear. So you're paying more than Sankey, and you got to buy gear. So now you're at $1,600, right? And you might learn how to ride bulls a little better, or maybe not. But then you might realize this ain't even for me, right? And now you spent $1,600. Right, Sankey school you can spend $45 or $500 depending on if it's a 2 or 3 day school. They provide the gear, they give you a basic foundation, and then you get on bulls, right? And there's people to protect you. Like there's bullfighters, which is a big part of it, right? Some practice pens don't have bullfighters, some of them do, but they're just like bull riders that really don't bullfight, and they're just not riding right now, so they're helping fight. Which a lot of them are still decent enough, I think
there's someone in there like going back. I mean, backtracking to like my wife, I cannot go to a practice pen unless it has like legit bullfighters too, and I'm like that's fair, But yeah, I think that's a great thing about Sankey too is they have legit bullfighters there, and they're also teaching people to bullfight. So you'll probably have like 4 or 5 bullfighters in the arena at any point. Like if the new guys can't get it done, like the experienced guys are going to jump in. They're legit too,
Yeah, and the practice pen, like they're not like a lot of them have people that have been going there for a while, and like it's pretty close niche groups. So they're not gonna they're not trying to like teach you the basics, right? They think like Sankey, they teach you how to get off, like they practice on the barrel how to get off, like how to safely do that. Like you don't if the bull's on the fence, you don't want to get off between the bull and the fence, right? If you go to practice, they might forget to tell you that, right? And then you get off between the fence and there, you're getting slammed into the fence face first or breaking a bone.
Yeah,
right?
So I think school's very foundational. Like they're not going to teach you like, hey, when it starts spinning into your hand or away from your hand, this is. I mean, they'll talk about it. They will because they do. But we're not going to sit there and spend 4 or 5 hours on a barrel spinning, working on going into it or away from your hand. It's very foundational. So that's why I think it's great for a first timer.
Yeah, and you get on pretty good bowls for your first time.
Oh yeah.
You know,
the second one, that red one, lawn darted me.
And that's the thing I like about Sankey is like you got on not like super beginner bowls, but bowls that were, and I don't know how all their schools are, but you got on bowls that were a little bit tougher. So like if you're actually wanting to see if you something you want to do, you're not getting on a bowl that you just cover easy first time or like just kind of belly rolls and does a little jump kick.
Oh yeah.
Like you're getting
they'll test you. They'll make you want to know if you actually want to do it or not.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah. So, quick plug for all the Colorado people. We have a Sankey Rodeo School coming up in May. I don't remember the exact dates.
May 9th and 10th.
May 9th and 10th. May 9th and 10th.
I got a couple of the days written down. So yeah, was it Lakesburg, Colorado, May 9th and 10th? Obviously this weekend, March 7th and 8th is Humansville, Missouri, but obviously that one's sold out and too late to register. They have one in Oak Hill, Ohio in April. I think it's April 15th and 16th. So if you're up north, that's a great opportunity because a lot of schools are down south or out west. So being, in that upper northeast section, great school if you can make it to. And then I know they have a couple in Texas, I think New Caney and New Waverly. I don't know the exact dates for those, but then in November 7th and 8th, again, they will be in Mount Vernon, Missouri. So if you want to get signed up, I'll probably be at the Mount Vernon one again because my brother, he actually wants to do it. He was supposed to come to the Humansville one, but he's getting married, so he probably shouldn't get on a bull a month before he gets married. So he's going to come in November. But any last words?
Nope. I'm going to make a quick plug tip for TikTok. So all Colorado bull riders, if you're wanting to ride a bull, we have a Sankey Rodeo School coming up in May. It is the 9th and the 10th. This is the best place to get started if you've never rode a bull. All gear is provided, just a simple fee, sign a waiver, gear's provided, good coaches teach you foundation, basics, how to get on a barrel, how to get in the chute, and then you ride a few bulls. So if it's on your bucket list, you just want to do it, or if you want to learn if this is for you or not, something you want to continue to do, Sankey Rodeo School coming in Larkspur, Colorado is a great place to start. Boom.
Heck yeah.
You
I'll
want
probably
to?
have some plugs here in a minute
Yeah.
because I have a supplement superstore sponsorship working, but I'm gonna wait till I get some more gear from them and have my own code. But
Yeah. I guess I
we'll
think
go with it.
what are your goals? Like, let's end with what are your goals? And then Caitlin asked me this question in my TikTok, and it was like, "Are you a bull guy?" I've been saying that all the
Am I
time.
a
Are you a
bull
bull
guy?
guy?
I'll start off by saying I'm not a bull guy. I would say I'm probably not. Like I don't. I'm so new to it. I would love to. Like my grandpa, he's like he ranches. Like he goes out to Wyoming and ranches and does like all that kind of stuff. And I've talked to him about going out there, working some drives with him, or working the sale barn. So I want to get more into being like an actual, quote unquote bull guy. Like putting flanks on bulls for people and stuff like that. So I wouldn't say I'm a bull guy yet. I'm not going to put it there, but hopefully that's that is a goal. And honestly, I just want to make some kind of impact and have fun when I do it. Like I want to have fun. I want to get as good as I can and get as many people into the sport that are interested as possible. And also like with this new sponsorship I have coming up with Supplement Superstores, like using my fitness as an alleyway to help people like in the sport of rodeo also get into fitness. I think it'd be a cool little avenue to get into. It's like there's a couple people out there doing it right now, but yeah, get as good as I can be, have fun with it, get people into the sport, and just share like my experience as me and you. There's not much out there on like getting into the sport. Like, if you guys can follow us, you'll follow us from like literally almost day zero of getting like we've been on only a couple bulls and we suck. So you can follow us through the next couple of years and like I'm gonna just share all of my experiences so hopefully I can help somebody down the road.
Yeah, that's cool. Now I'm a bull guy. All right. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
bull guy, big bull guy.
Yeah, Caitlin was like every little thing. Like if I like forgot to do something, it's like it's because I'm a bull guy. Like it was so funny. Like she
Uh,
was getting annoyed at first. Now she finds it funny, but I'm just like I'm a bull guy.
I do say get on your mind a lot now.
Put it on your mind. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
like if Dale Brisby's a bull guy, I'm a bull guy.
yeah.
No shade at Dale. I like
He
Dale.
is the world's greatest. He is the
He is
world's
the world's
greatest.
greatest bull rider. But yeah, my goals too is like just have fun with it. Like me and Caitlin talked about this, but one thing I do with every single thing I do is I am just a very like goal oriented, like driven person. Like I just want to achieve the next thing. I just want to achieve the next thing, and it's been a problem in my life. It's like a big problem. I mean, it causes things like mentally for me. Like I get down on myself. I like not enjoying actually what I'm doing and living in the moment. So it definitely causes some problems. So one thing I want to do with bull riding is just enjoy it. Like when I can ride, I'm gonna ride. When I can't, okay, I'm not gonna ride. Right? Like, and if there's something else that comes up, like cool, I gotta if there's a higher priority I gotta take care of, I'm gonna take care of that. Right? Like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do it and try to have fun with it, and not try to make it be something. Like I gotta be win a rodeo. Like that'd be cool as shit, and that's definitely a goal. But like it's not gonna make or break whether I continue to do it or not, or have. Like I don't want it to like be the reason I don't have
Your
fun.
identity isn't wrapped up in it.
Yeah. Like I want to
Like it's
just
not.
have fun. I want to enjoy the process more. Like it's something I've been working on in my life, and I just want to enjoy like going like cameras aside, like making TikToks, making these podcasts like aside. Like even getting like the little bit of like, oh, you ride bulls, like, that's kind of cool. Like all that aside, I want to just enjoy like getting on a bull, getting better, like enjoying like being out there and doing
Yeah.
it and getting better and like all that. That's like my biggest goal right now is because that's something I struggle with in my life in general, with work, with like wrestling, with anything I do. Like I'm just like, cool, I got to do this. Like it's like this legalism checklist. Like I have to do so I can be the best at it, or I can be this, or I can be that.
Yeah.
So that's my
Yeah.
goal. And then
Have
find
fun.
God through it. Like I've been really trying to find God a lot through it. Like for some reason, the Sankey school like brought in God, and it was amazing. And then the practice pen I'm going to now like brings in God, and I do a 30-minute church
Yeah.
sermon. It's like really woke me up. So I want to continue to like use it as a segue for me to like find God and find people that are trying to find God as well and be better in that area. And then yeah, I like to help people. Like I suck. It's not something I'm good at yet, and like I can help people get started. Like everybody, like there's a lot of people that just want to do it, just to say they've done it. And if that's you,
Hmm.
like cool, we want to help you. If you want to
Yeah,
get
for
good,
sure.
you don't know where to start. Like we're here to help.
Yeah, for sure. I'm right there
Cool.
with you. I agree. So I think
Any
one like little closing remark for the people. Like this basically, if you guys don't know, like Nick Bear, he's a fitness guy, Bear Performance Nutrition. But like one thing he says that like you were saying is he's all in instead of being all consumed. Like he's saying he used to be all consumed. So like his fitness goals. Now we can talk about this about bull riding, but like his fitness goals were top his priority. Like didn't want to spend time with his wife because of his fitness goals or whatever. I'm not gonna speak for him, but like he was all consumed on his fitness goals. They consumed him. Like his whole identity was wrapped up with it. But now he can be all in and not all consumed. So you can still be all in on something. Like I can think about bull riding or whatever it is, and like when I'm there, like I'm all in about it. But if I can't make it one weekend because I have something going on, then it is what it is. Like it's not gonna consume me, and I don't want it to consume me. Like tonight, I wanted to make some time for this podcast, but after this, me and my wife, we're gonna get some Chinese food, and we're gonna do that little face painting challenge where you like flip it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so making time and enjoying life. That's the
Yeah,
goal.
that's really good because that's like I feel like probably as men, like especially people that are trying to do like always like at least a lot of men like are trying to just be the best version of themselves. Like at a point in their life, they're trying to like they're in that mindset, and then you get all consumed in like anything that derails that, and like you have any downtime that you could spend with a girlfriend or a wife. It's like I'm not being productive. I don't want to do this, right? And that was me to a T. So I really like that. We'll end with all in, not all consumed. Is that how you said it? Did I butcher
Yep.
it?
Be all in, not all consumed. Like Nick Bear. Thanks for that one. But
That's cool. So when you're there, you're in the moment, be in it, right? Whether it's like you're bull riding, you're working, you're with your wife, be all in and present in that. Don't get consumed and don't let one thing control your entire life.
yep.
Cool.
And get to know Jesus.
Get to know Jesus, baby.
Know Jesus.
This is the way. I promise you that is the way. All right.
Cool. Episode 1's in the books.
Show me rodeo. Out.
Out.